my lady now has recognized that I'm recording. So,
Recording. Yep.
so welcome everybody. It's a very wonderful day when you have so many of you are actually progressing, and I can see the brightness on your face as you show up to these practices. And I think that more and more smiling. As you smile more, we have everybody please mute, okay? Everybody please mute. So you continue to smile, continue to get more air. You like yourself, your body will like it. And believe it or not, I'm going to tell you a trick. You will lose weight. How's that? I promise you, if you do it that way, though. It's kind of interesting, but continue doing that, because when you smile, you know you're not going to chew, right? Can you chew and smile both? It won't look good, right? That's just being funny. Okay, so we're gonna begin today with a wonderful introductory practice, and I'm going to line up. I don't know if is Carol ready? You're ready? Always ready. Always ready. Okay, so I'll tell you the sequence so that you are all familiar with the sequence, and you are all getting ready easily. You know, that take your time. And I'm saying a few things because I'm getting Carol some time to get organized and say, okay, Carol, you'll be the first one. Then we'll have Diane, a wonderful set of practice today. Excellent practice. Just watch, okay? Watch what she's going to tell today. And please follow her practices. She's an excellent teacher. Carol is too, but Diane, you'll see today. My goodness. And then the third one would be Jayanti Bhai Shah. He will go next. And after that, we will have our star batsman, Deepak, right? And so we'll have this kind of a lineup today, and just be excited. This is going to be a wonderful day today. Okay. So Carol, over to you. Please mute yourself, everybody. Please mute. When you join, have one thing I really request everyone now. Okay. As you join, please mute. Do not be loud. Do not be anything when you join, particularly when you join late. This is courtesy, common courtesy. Please do that. Now you have to unmute yourself now, Carol, because...
Okay, got it. So I'm going to begin with something that you can start every day with, and I certainly do, and that is the sinus massage. So when I wake up and I'm sort of half asleep, the first thing I start to do is just rub between my around each side of my nose and my eyes, and just give it a nice warm feeling. And I move up to above your eyebrows and around and around so that it's a nice massage there. And then down on either side of your eyes. And just feel how nice that opens up your sinuses, makes you feel, sort of wakes you up. Underneath the eye, where the sinus cavities are. And then I will hold my nose and breathe in one side and out the other. Then in that side and out the other. And deep breaths so you can feel it going up into your sinus cavities and into your brain. You can also turn your head from side to side. And backwards. And forwards. And after doing that, and when your sinuses are open, I think that's a wonderful way to start the day because you're clearing out your head, you're clearing out all the grogginess, and gives you a nice healthy breath. So it's a fresh start for the day. The other practice is humming. And this is something that you can do anytime. It's a very positive, it creates a very positive vibration. And when you hum, you produce about 20 times more nitrous oxide than you do when you breathe regularly. And nitrous oxide is antibacterial, antiviral. It opens up the blood vessels and air passages. It helps lower your blood pressure and reduce anxiety. And it's also fun.
Called
Yes, sir.
nitric oxide. Nitric oxide.
Nitric.
It's a trick.
Yes,
It's a trick.
right. It's not the
Nitric.
laughing gas. It's right.
Nitric.
It's not,
It's a big trick, like you have in the
yes.
cards, like a trick. Nitric oxide.
Yeah, the other one makes you laugh, but it's not the right one. So you can start by putting your hand on your throat, side of your throat. Take a breath in, and then hum on the out breath. You can hum again, anything you want, a song or om. Deep breath. And when you change the vibrations and you change the sound, that also helps. So we can try this. Let's do this a few more times. Normal inhale. You can do it louder or softer. You focus on your belly and your chest and then your throat. And try one more in. Normal breath. I find, and you can certainly try this, I can hold my breath longer when I'm breathing, when I'm humming, than when I'm just doing my normal breath. So, and I share with you that I do walk around the house a lot and hum different tunes that come into my brain and share them with my animals. And it makes for a very pleasant exchange. They like it. Thanks.
Excellent. Carol, there were some very wonderful points you brought out, and I'm very, very impressed with that part, particularly the part that you said about humming around the house. And on a continuous basis, it is recommended that you hum at least 1 hour a day. 1 hour. You're going to create so much of uh, potential for everything that you're going to do, particularly when you do the exhalation. Carol pointed out very, very interesting part. Let's do one more time. Inhale. Now, this time, whatever tone you're going to use, that's fine, but do as long as you can. As long as you can. So, in order to do it longer, fill the whole lung, okay? Fill the whole lung. Go up. Start humming. Move your hands the same slow pace and match them. One more time. Inhale, match the movement with your voice. Now, clench your teeth as you hum. So, inhale. Now, clench your teeth as you hum. You find the difference that you give vibrations there. Now, if you want to send vibrations to the heart, put your hand like this on the heart. With the other hand, inhale. Now, as you hum, send it through your hand to the heart, okay? Hum loudly. Let the chest vibrate. Able to send it? Yeah? How many were able to send it? Yeah, wow. You're humming to the heart, you know? Humming to the heart. Now, can you send the humming anywhere you want to send? Carol, this I get an idea from Carol actually, because she was sending it to her cat, you know? So the cat would be purring and she would be humming. Does a cat purr when you hum? Yeah. It's really fun. It's really interesting stuff that you, and with animals, there's a lot of things. We can talk more about animals. I've done a lot of EFT with, emotional freedom technique with animals, and it's amazing. Okay. Onwards to the next one, Diane.
I had a question first, Colin. I found something interesting. That was wonderful, by the way, Carol. Thank you. When my tone was lower, I found the vibration lower in my neck. When I raised my tone, it was up more toward my sinuses. What's that all about? What does that mean?
You want to get that, Carl?
Go right ahead.
Well, I think it was you're musically oriented is all I'm going to tell you. And it is it is really your thought process. It's your thinking that directs it. Next time when you do it, you just observe what you're thinking about.
Okay.
If you observe what you're thinking about, you will know where to send that vibration. And it will happen even if whatever tone you do, you send it where you want to send. Okay, try that next time. Thank you for asking the question. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
but it doesn't, there's no benefit to.
There's
There
benefit
is
all the time. This is only benefit. We do only beneficial things. We don't do non-beneficial things at all.
This is true.
Everything
I
is a
just thought it
benefit.
was sort of,
Just showing up here is a benefit.
okay, I just thought it
So
was
much
kind
of
of interesting.
vibration. I'm telling you, it's wonderful vibration. Yeah, everything is beneficial now.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That was a
Yes.
great way to start, Carol. Thank you.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, okay. Well, and I'm glad you were talking about humming and sound, because I'm going to be talking about that a bit as well. I've talked before a little bit about the 5 elements, and we've really only scratched the surface of it. There's so much more and so much more depth. And I'd like to go into that a little bit more deeply this evening and touch on a couple of things with respect to the 5 elements. And we'll do the 2 that we had done in the past. Just as a real quick recap, the 5 elements came about in ancient times when the ancient Chinese observed that the universe seemed to be made up of these 5 elements, being earth, metal, water, fire, and wood. And each of those has a corresponding organ system in our bodies. That's a real quick 5 elements. At any rate, what I'd like to talk about this evening before we do the practice was the emotions that are involved in these elements, as well as bringing in some sound to it and the impact of that. Now, we are going to do the earth and the metal. Earth, as we've talked about before, has a corresponding organ system that is around the stomach area and spleen. Now, the earth, of course, is where all life forms receive sustenance. The earth supports us all, which is why during this practice, we continue to come back to the earth in the actual breathing process. Now, the negative emotions that are associated with that particular organ system are worry and feelings of just being overwhelmed. And I'm sure we've all felt that sometime in our lives. And certainly within these last 15 months with this awful pandemic, worry and feelings of being overwhelmed are shared by the entire world, especially with right now some of our friends in India who are dealing with this terrible pandemic. And we can take those emotions and turn them into the more positive emotions of peace and groundedness. And we do this by actually focusing on that emotion and using our body, our mind, and our breath to change those things. Body, mind, and breath all work together. We are not separate beings. Those of us who grew up in the Western medical system never heard about these things growing up. You were a liver patient or a heart patient, not a whole person. And things are thankfully beginning to change into a more holistic approach. And one way to help get us back to that grounding is being out in nature, going out and enjoying the earth, being out there walking under the trees and drawing that beautiful energy from the roots of the trees, or walking on the beach, feeling the sand in your toes and the ocean, all of these beautiful parts of the earth that help to sustain us can help us to get back to those more positive, and in the process, help us with illnesses we may have. Very often, when there are issues in this digestive system, people have stomach problems, stomach aches, they don't digest their food properly. All kinds of illnesses come about. Chinese theory holds that illness and disease are caused by stagnant or stuck qi. So by helping to move that qi, we can bring ourselves to a place of better health. And I think that's something we're all really interested in doing. I know I certainly am. So that is what we'll be focusing on with the earth. The other element is metal. And that is represented in our bodies by the lungs. And the emotions that are attached to that are grief and guilt, sadness, and grief in particular. I think we all can certainly relate to what extreme grief is. Perhaps you've lost someone you love, and that grief can just feel oppressive, like there's an elephant on your chest, and you feel as though you literally cannot breathe, like the lungs aren't even working. So we can, again, focus on that emotion, and with our focus and intention, use our minds, our bodies, our breath to refocus those into a centeredness and a more joyful place. So that's the basic overview. Now, before we do the practice, I wanted to get back to sound. And that was such a great intro again, Carol, that you gave us. We all know that sound affects our emotions, whether it's, the beautiful sound of a baby laughing, and who doesn't smile at that? We all love that. Or the sound of a favorite song that reminds us, maybe the song that we played at our wedding and it makes us smile. Sound can also bring negative emotions. Maybe that song makes you sad, makes you think of painful memories. So sound is really powerful. So what I'd like to do, we're going to start the practice in a moment and do what we have just done a few minutes ago and use sound. I like humming, but if you want to sing, please do that, or chant whatever sound you want to use, and that will combine with that emotion and the breath for a really powerful healing practice. Okay, so I'm going to stand up now. And you can sit to do this if you prefer. I prefer to stand. If you are sitting, I would ask that you just sit up a little bit in your chair. You don't have to sit on the edge. We don't want you falling on the floor. Sitting up a bit in the chair, feet flat on the floor, and back straight. Okay, so let's just stand. I don't think you can see my feet. Well, you don't really need to see my feet. Starting posture is feet shoulder width apart. Can everyone hear me? Give me a
Speak
thumbs
up.
up.
Speak up more, please.
Yes or no? Can you hear me?
Speak up more. Speak up more,
Okay,
please.
then
Louder.
I'll move up closer. I'll move up closer.
Yeah,
You
it's okay.
don't really need to see my feet. Okay.
Speak up more, please.
Okay. And I will speak louder.
Yeah, speak louder.
Okay. So, feet shoulder width apart, arms at our sides, just settling into our bodies, standing tall, clearing our minds, taking some nice, deep, diaphragmatic breaths, and we're all conversant in that type of breathing through our nose, tongue placed on our upper palates, clearing our minds. Going to bring our hands in front of our bodies, in front of our lower dantian. The dantian is the energy center, and it's located just below the navel. Hands are away from our body, and you'll know that you're in the right place when you can see your hands in your peripheral vision. I'm looking straight ahead, but I can see my hands down there. So, nice, deep, long, slow breaths. We're going to add that sound, whatever you would like it to be. I'm going to do a hum. Let's go. Continue at your own comfortable pace, making whatever sounds resonate for you. Let's do one more. Beautiful. Please, everyone, please mute. Thank you. Now we're going to raise our hands, palms facing each other in front of our body. This is the middle element. Our lungs will be focusing on. And again, if there's any negative emotions there that we want to dispel, let's really focus and bring our intention here. When we inhale, we're going to move the hands just about to shoulder width. Exhaling back, keeping the palms facing each other. There is a very, very powerful acupuncture point, the lao gong in our palms. And that beautiful chi flows there. You might even be feeling it already. Now let's add the sound. Let's do one more. Let's bring our hands back down to our lower dantian, away from our bodies. Always come back to the earth that nurtures us all. And continue our breathing. Let's do one more. And just raising your arms down to your sides, closing your stance. Just rest your hands for a moment on your dantian. Focus on how you're feeling. How does your body feel? How is your breath? Feeling any of that chi, any tingling, any sensations without judgment, just feeling whatever it is feeling in your body right now. Remembering there is a saying, where the mind goes, the chi follows. Thank you. Thank you for participating.
Thank you, Diane. Appreciate the beautiful practice. And very often, our experience is that our mind is active, we're thinking about a lot of things. And if once we start putting our mind to our breath, we can't breathe that fast anyway. Mind goes much faster than the breath, and that's what happens. So on that note, I think Jayantibai is going to be leading some very wonderful practice. He's got a very wonderful way of introducing this practice. So Jayantibai, if you can unmute yourself and begin your practice, please. Thank you.
Okay. I will show how can we take an energy bath and energize our own body, especially those parts of our body that give us some trouble, like back or knee or neck or something. One day practice is not going to do anything for us, like any other practice. So we have to learn this practice. It is very simple, and practice is continuously. And more practice we do, we will get more and more benefit. That's it. So shall we begin now? Okay. Let us energize our hands like this. Hold the hands like this. You can hold up like this. And shake the hands vigorously for 30 seconds, but more if you want. As you shake your hands vigorously, you should feel some energy in the hands. Okay. Second thing that we will do after this, energizing our hands, we will vigorously rub our hands. This is at least 30 seconds, but we can do it more. And of course, friction produces heat in our body. That's very obvious. And the third thing, વૈષ્ણવ ટેમ્પલ મને બીજે જે પેલા મંજીરા વગાડે છે ને, that is what we are going to do. We are going to, but we have to make sure that these 3 fingers hit the middle of our hand. That is important. As fast as you can do. After we do that, we have to hold our hands like this. The hands do not have to touch. And see if you feel any energy between your hands. If you try to bring your hands very close, the hands will tend to repel each other. We have to keep your fingers, extend your fingers like this, hold the hands, come back. Okay. Now with all the energy that we produce, let us first take an energy bath. So put your hands on your head. On your face, on your back, on your neck, on your throat, meridian of the hands, as they call it in Chinese.
In Mandarin Chinese, has a cold is.
And then on our chest, belly, our back, all of feet all the way down. Any part of the body that aches, like back, I have a back problem near, and a hip problem, back and hip. So I will put my hands there. And that will help healing that ailing part of the body. If you do it once, that's okay, but we have to practice this every day to get the benefit. Okay. With that, I finish my presentation.
Thank you very much.
Hmm.
It's excellent.
If anybody had any experience while holding the hands, I would like to know it. You know,
How many of you felt? Please raise your hand and you can share with Jayantibai wonderful practice that he led. So Diane, unmute yourself, please. I'll call out the names.
Yes, doing anything that, that was lovely, by the way, thank you. Anything that gets that chi moving is so powerful in the hands. That the palm is always the first place I feel it. This was lovely what you did. I felt it in the palms and fingers, and bathing yourself with it is just incredibly powerful. And it's something I would encourage everyone to do. It's a great thing to do when you finish a practice, whether it's a yoga practice or a Tai Chi practice, whatever. That's a great thing to do at the end, or even at the beginning, or any time, really. But at the end of the practice, just bathe yourself with that beautiful chi you cultivated. And you just did a beautiful job. Thank you so very much. I am tingling.
Very
Thank you.
much.
Deepak bhai.
Yeah, my hands, I was feeling tickling in my hand. My hands are warmed up, and I feel like my whole body is warmed up.